Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Step and this is going to be part 12 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines. In the last episode I did have a little bit of a skirmish with the Hungarians and the French Crusade on my western border here. It was mostly indecisive. They kind of caught me in an awkward position where their French Crusade actually did attack me in Bulgaria, which is somewhat unexpected. And that was very indecisive. They basically just kind of pulled back. But what they did do was they occupied my 4-star general, which is my heir right now, and he was supposed to be leading the attack. I was assuming that the general with the highest command stars would be able to pick the terrain, and if I attack from Bulgaria into Hungary, I would not be fighting over a river. However, I was going to be supporting him with this general, this 3-star general in Serbia, and this would be a river fight. So because Prince Michael had to get stuck here in Bulgaria defending against the French Crusade in what was, ended up being an indecisive battle, then this poor sap, Prince Romanus, he did not get any bad traits, but yeah, I just retreated. I wasn't going to attack over a river into a bunch of angry Hungarian javelin men. That was just looked like a bad fight for me. Now, the Hungarians did pull back from Croatia, leaving this one unit of Slav warriors inside. And initially I was thinking, okay, well, what am I going to do with this? This is going to take 4 turns to siege out. It's always going to be one more turn than the years that it says. And that it seems like a kind of a long time to kind of sit here and wait. I don't have any artillery that can help out with this. With a keep, you do want at the lowest, you want a catapult to help you out. I'm not there yet. The province that I'm going to be using to build my artillery is in Anatolia here. I think I might have another province that's working on it. Maybe Sinai. I can't quite remember what I was going to do with these provinces down here. But yeah, I'm not there yet. I can build ballistas, but that's not going to help me with this keep. A ballista can help out against a fort, but that's about it. So what I was thinking though is that I could still attack this keep with just soldiers and no artillery. And here's why I would do that. Waiting here for 4 turns, I would be taking attrition on my army for those 4 turns. And attrition can be pretty annoying because it spreads the amount of casualties pretty evenly amongst your entire army. And, then you have to retrain a bunch of units, right? If I attack the keep, it literally is just the 1 unit of Slav warriors, right? So basically, I would just be sending a unit up to the outer gate, and they would hack it down, taking arrow fire the entire time. Then I would send a unit to the inner gate, same thing, except even more arrow fire and also some burning oil as well. It's going to be pouring on their heads. It's going to be pretty brutal. But then they get inside and they hack down this unit of Slav warriors, and that should be the end of things. So It still sounds like a lot of casualties, I trust, I know. But if I can just kind of localize that on, say, 2 units of spearmen and 1 unit of Byzantine infantry, like the 2 spearmen to get me inside the castle and the swordsmen to cut down the unit of Slav warriors, if I can just do that, then I don't have to send all of these units back to their respective provinces where they have to get retrained, and that would just save me a bit of busy work. And I think that's just what I'm going to do. They have the best general in the universe right here in Lord Maniakes. This is the guy who did inherit Prince Manuel's unit, so he inherited all of his stats as well. In addition to that, I have made him the Prince of Antioch, and now Antioch's just making $1 bajillion. Yeah, 3,000 florins off of Antioch, which is pretty good. And that's just off of the Mediterranean. I'm not even trading with, the northern sea regions yet. My boats have made it as far as the Straits of Gibraltar. In fact, we got a French boat here. Let's kill it. Or let's hope we can kill it. The French boats, the barks, are kind of scary. They have better stats than any of my boats. But it's a 0-star admiral. I have a 2-star admiral. 2 dromons and a galley. I might lose at least 1 boat. Hopefully I don't lose 2. But yeah, let's get rid of that French boat. And then we'll have another French boat. We can fight there. And I am continuing to move rather slow with my navy just to kind of make sure that the Italians don't find a reason to attack me. Now that I am bordering them here in Venice as well. It's not a real scary army, a lot of peasants, a lot of low tier infantry. They do have some feudal sergeants, which is the second tier spearmen, but it's, you know, there's not a lot of killing power there, right? They do have a 5-star general, Don Giacinto Fasano. 2 loyalty though, oh man, he's yeah, moral flexibility, minus 30% bribery cost, oof, man. If only I was attacking the Italians. I don't want to. I want to try to keep a peace between. Are they still at war with the Germans? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. The Germans have taken... Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Germans have taken Tuscany. I wonder... I mean, I would assume that means they've taken Milan. Interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So, in my experience in this game, I've mostly just been seeing the French just kind of kick ass and own everything, and it would be kind of cool to see different scenarios play out. It would be kind of cool to see either the English or the Germans or the Spanish kind of get powerful. I've heard that it happens. I guess my campaigns have mostly been localized to the Iberian Peninsula, so I suppose that's a big reason why I've not seen that happen. But yeah, now that I'm on this side of the world, it'd be kind of cool to see someone other than the French become like really powerful. I don't think the Italians can. I don't know. They always seem like they're kind of pinched between the Germans and the papacy, you know? So yeah, in any case, let's see. So I do want to attack again. I do. And I think I have the forces to do it. It's just going to be a curious situation to see whether or not the French Crusade goes in for round 2. I suppose they would, right? Yeah, I suppose they would. Why would they not? They're trying to get to Antioch, and they still have a relatively fine force. It hasn't quite diminished too much yet. So yeah, I'll just do the same thing as I did in the last turn. I did not finish my fight here in Wallachia, but there's barely... This is what survived. 1 Royal Knight is now 9 Valor, so he's just a freaking murder machine, but there's only 1 of him. But he does have a natural leader trait and an utterly fearless trait, which is +2 Valor for each of those things, so... Yeah, there's only 2 mounted crossbowmen left, and there's only 30 peasants left. Yeah, it's, you know, I almost got it. It's a stupid river battle. I could go in, bring a few more archers and just like shoot, you know, the remaining 33 guys left. They might reinforce. I don't know why they would not reinforce, but yeah, we'll see. I also do want to continue to keep enough people here in Bulgaria just to make sure the Poles don't get any funny ideas. They are not at war with the Russians, are they? No, they're not. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like when I see someone that's not at war with anyone, I just think, okay, well, don't invite them, right? Don't invite them. I'm already have the French and the Hungarians. I feel like my Western front is fine enough. My troop composition's like, okay. I'm just now getting my Byzantine Lancers out of Nicaea. It feels like I kind of took a little too long on that. I probably could have... I don't know. This feels like as fast as I could have rushed it, honestly. You know, I was dealing with stuff. I can't forget that I did wipe out the Turks and the Egyptians. Like that was a lot. It didn't happen as like, you know, lightning fast as I would have liked it to, but all things considered, you know, I've put a lot of energy and resources and time into my navy and you know, bolstering my Western front and making sure things are okay. So getting the Byzantine Lancers out by now feels a little slow, but I think it's fine overall. And I will be getting my Pronoi Legion out once I reach my castle tier, which I'm working on right now. So that'll be a good medium cavalry unit that will be getting a valor bonus from Nicaea as well, which will be nice. But for now, just getting some Byzantine Lancers, like that's one of the reasons why that fight against the French Crusade was rather indecisive, because they were fighting me in the snow and I skirmished a little bit with them with my horse archers, and then my horse archers kind of got caught a bit and lost quite a few men. And my only other cavalry units up to this point in this campaign has been the heavily armored cataphracts. And when you're fighting in the snow or the desert for that matter, and you're using cataphracts, you have to be very, very conservative with how you move them around. And considering that the French Crusade didn't just straight up break off the field screaming and running, they withdrew in an orderly manner, meaning that if I hit them, they could have just turned around and fought me. It's a kind of, you have to be careful in situations like that. It's something that you have to be careful of a lot in Shogun, because you never quite knew when the units were done, or if they were like just kind of thinking about leaving the battlefield, and by you fighting them, they would just kind of turn around and smack you around a bit. In this game, it does actually give the message like the enemy's fleeing the field, and then you just know it's free game, you know? Or if you just straight up like wiped a wave, and there's a bunch of reinforcements, and you've just wiped a wave off and you can run them all down, you can know that you feel relatively safe in those situations to run down a lot of soldiers. But in the situations where there's not really much of an engagement and they just kind of back off in, you know, their what amounts to a pretty close formation, right? With a lot of units still supporting one another and they're not really separated. It's a little bit dicey attacking an army like that with, you know, what, cataphracts in the snow? Like, no, that's not a good idea. If I had a couple of units of Byzantine Lancers, then maybe I could have made something of that. That will be the thinking going forward. I did bring one of my units right here. This is my first unit of Byzantine Lancers out on the field, so we will see if I can make good use of them. But yeah, I am tempted to go in for another round 2 here. I am definitely tempted to make what I can of, you know, getting rid of this unit of Slav warriors here in Croatia. If anything, just because if I attack from Croatia into Hungary, you see, I don't really care about holding on to Croatia at all. But if I attack Hungary from Croatia, I do not have to cross the river, and this is my best general, so he would be able to choose the ground, right? So even if the French keep attacking into Bulgaria, you know, like say two turns from now, they're still doing that, then at least I can attack from Croatia into Hungary along with my Serbian army as well as close support, and then we can maybe wipe out the French Crusade. That would be neat. It would be a cool thing to be able to do that if yeah, if I could take Hungary, even if the French Crusade attacks Bulgaria in that turn, as long as I properly defend against it, and say, what if I even, you know, like take Wallachia in the same turn, then that French Crusade will have no place to retreat to. I don't think so. I don't think it can get to Carpathia from Bulgaria. That seems like it's really close. That's a really close. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't think so. Right? No, you can't. Why'd they have to draw it like that? Oh boy. All right. Yeah. But in any case, as far as what else is going on in my empire, I'm building a bunch of stuff, and I have the money for it. I'm making like 9,000 a turn, which feels good. I am working on my defenses here in Georgia. I'm preparing for just like this climatic apocalyptic attack here, and that's going to be in about, well, less than 100 turns, I suppose. And yeah, I'm getting agents going, like assassins and spies here in Lesser Armenia. In fact, I can start killing. I think it's my first assassin. I can start killing like all these people just kind of hanging out here. I do have one of my emissaries talking to the Sicilian king, trying to get one of their daughters to marry Prince Michael, my heir. They probably will say no, but I just couldn't find any other princesses up until, ta-da, there's an Italian one. So I can I'm getting more emissaries going just so I can just do this easier. Like, let's just keep talking to princesses until one of them says yes. And I can also, while I'm doing that, I can also keep sending my priests out to continue to, yeah, I'm getting that whole line of priests going here, so I can just spy on everything. You guys are going in that direction, and then I do have priests also going in this direction. Hopping up the border. Khazar, let's check out Volga, Bulgaria. Let's check it out. Yes, that's going to really help out with finding princesses as well. Just having a priest in every single province. Just having that vision. I love having that vision everywhere. It feels very good. So let's see. Egypt, what am I doing here? Training horses and building castles. Yeah, I know every province that I can have trade in, like trade goods. I'm just building up to the highest tier. I think the Citadel, which is the 4th tier castle, has the highest tier of merchant in it. And and that's just going to increase the percentage that I make off of trade in that province. So in like all of these places that have a lot of trade goods, or even any trade goods, you know, whether it's Egypt or Tripoli, Antioch, even Syria and Edessa and Armenia, yes. Like, why not? Just go for it. Just tech up, get that. Ooh, Syria, actually. So, yes, I talked before about the hidden honor bonus for not ninjas, but assassins. And I can do that now. I can train assassins. Well, once I build this tavern, I can train assassins here in Syria, and that's going to be a good place for me. Then I can build a castle, and I can get some more merchant buildings. That's what I'm doing here in Edessa. I'm building that castle. And then Armenia as well. Yeah, I'm just working on castles in those places. Tripoli and Antioch, yeah, same thing. Just so I can keep leveling up my merchant buildings. And same thing here in Egypt. So that leaves Sinai and Palestine. And I think Palestine, I suppose I want more places that allow me to... I want to train more Byzantine cavalry in places that are not just Nicaea. So I suppose let's do that. I think I need a town watch at least. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's get the horse farmer for now. Arabia, I don't know if I'm going to do anything with Arabia ever. It might just stay how it is. There's no... If I need an extra province to train agents and or artillery at some point in the future, Arabia will be my go-to. But for the time being, I feel like I have enough places to do that. Famous last words. I think I do want Sinai to eventually get artillery. Maybe that's what I'm doing here in Sinai. I can't remember what my plan with Sinai was, but maybe boats, actually. Yeah. I think I wanted another boat province. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess. And speaking of boat province, I suppose I could do the same thing with these provinces. Like my Tripoli and Antioch. Like I know I'm working on getting my merchant buildings, but you know, I may as well get more boats in the water. Now that I'm coming up against like the Western European boats, which are stronger than the Mediterranean Catholic boats, I would like to get some stronger boats in the water. I don't think I can do that until I get the compass event though, because this is my next boat building, which is the dockyard, and it's not saying that I can build anything with this. So I think what I need is for the compass event to happen, and then I can build this, and then I can start building the next boat, which I believe is the fire galley for myself. And that will help me kind of tip the scales back in my favor, I think. Just to, you know, because I feel like these barks are going to kind of take a chunk out of me. I can assign a new governor here in Serbia, and this could be important because this does give a command star. I was looking around for generals that I could increase their command stars. Ooh, I could actually. I didn't even notice this guy. It would be nice to have more better generals. But I feel like I have enough. They're all in my family for the most part. But the fact that I, you know, have a few on my Western Front, and then, you know, a 4-star sitting up here in Georgia, and a 5-star hanging out here in Egypt, like that feels fine, I think. You know, not to mention my Emperor being a 5-star, so maybe just focus on money. Serbia is making 503 florins, which is pretty decent, I think. So, I mean, decent for a place that does not have any trade. This is all coming from its gold, essentially, so I may as well just give it to someone with good acumen. Why not? So, yeah, like you. Why not? Why not you? Serbia. And yeah, 620. That's fine. I also have an emissary coming here to strip Lord Diogenes from his title of Constantinople. So I will be giving that to. I had someone. Yes, you peasant. This is going to be my new governor of Constantinople because I made him the chamberlain of my palace by giving him that title. And yeah, he already like had amazing acumen just from his traits of fast talker and materialist. And yeah, then the chamberlain of the palace gave him like an extra 2 acumen, and yeah, he's gonna be a good governor of Constantinople. That's gonna be pretty fun having just this peasant. Oh man, just rolling dirty up in there. So yeah, speaking of which, I do have my assassins gonna be knocking off some priests here in Naples, and bringing down this assassin to get rid of this Almohad emissary. I don't like spies hanging out in my border provinces, so I will be getting rid of them. And yeah, I think that's, once I get these plans in action for a round 2 of attacks on the Hungarian positions, I think I'll be ready to end this turn. Ooh, although there's Germans hanging out here. I think I'm okay with that. Yes, I'm allied with the Germans. Okay, yeah, good, go me. I forgot about that. Yeah, I just didn't want them attacking, because once I do abandon Croatia and leave it to go rebel for all I care, I do not want the Germans to attack it and start a war with me. Although the Italians could do that, but yeah, hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully the Germans and the Italians focus on each other and they don't start a war with me by attacking a province that I'm willing to give up regardless. One of my assassins was able to knock off a bishop here in Naples. Good for him. All right, just one at a time here. Get rid of him. And the Hungarians did retreat from Wallachia. I did kind of bring a pretty sizable army there. So yes, nice. I was able to take Wallachia without a fight. That feels good. And that is now mine. All right, so yeah, So this is the fight in Hungary, and Prince Michael will be leading this fight. I do outnumber them, and it's not a river battle. All good things, right? I think all of my forces did arrive to this one. And a lot of what they have, yeah, their numbers look lower because a lot of what they have is horse cav. And then for infantry, a lot of it's the Jabagis, which is the javelin unit. Yeah, there's really not much that they have that's like a frontline unit. They don't really have a lot of heavy infantry. But I do have to make sure that when I beat this front line, or this first wave, which does have a unit of armored spearmen, so I do have to watch out for them. But once I beat this first wave, then I have to make sure that I really get my army back together again, because I will be facing just against a bunch of horsemen in the oncoming waves after that. My forces are now getting arrayed at the top of this hill here in Hungary. I'm fighting in a bit of rain here, but it shouldn't be affecting my armies too much. I am told that the rain is going to ease later on into this battle, so I'm getting my forces set up first and foremost. And I do see a forest, which is quickly becoming inhabited by some Hungarian infantrymen, some spears and some javelins and some Slav warriors. Now, my intention, knowing that their second wave and their third wave potentially can carry a lot of cavalry with it, I wanted to take this forest and then push out from there and use this forest essentially as a home base for my armies to consolidate my energy, and if they want to attack with mounted soldiers in the second and third waves, I can kind of fight from the forest, and that should be okay for me. First things first though, I do have to take that forest from the Hungarians. The enemy force has now moved their central army a little bit closer to the forest themselves, but man, it's very light. There's a lot of javelins, some urban militia, some of the Z Kellys right there, and Yeah, the heaviest infantry is here in the forest, and it's not too heavy, you know. A lot of Javies, some armored spearmen, regular spearmen, Slav warriors. That's it, yeah. As far as my army goes, I kind of did not have as many spears as I thought I had, so my center is being made up of my spears and my archers, and then on either flank is being held by 2 units of Byzantine infantry with my Slav javelin men as well. I like supporting my swords with my javelins just because these make juicy targets for cav charges because they are swordsmen, but then the javelins can just eat cavalry alive. So I do really like that combination. In the center, I don't have as much archers as I would like, but I did bring a couple units of horse archers, and that should suffice. And then my first sighting of a unit of Byzantine lancers in an army or in a battle during this campaign is going to be here. So we will see if I can get these guys into use. This seems to be a lot smaller map than what I'm accustomed to in this game. Like, it's very short, right? Like, this is kind of the center of the map, and then the end of the map is just right there. That seems tiny. Very, very tiny. I have a nice hill position here, and the Hungarian infantry thinks that it wants to leave the forest and advance on into my spears and archers, but it doesn't. It really doesn't want to be doing that. So they do back up. I let my archers continue to fire for the time being, and I was moving my swordsmen down to get some flanking attacks in, but that ended up not being necessary. So I will continue to push with my flanks because these are my heavier units, and they can cut through anything that is in this forest. Some enemy Javies are getting really close to my swordsmen on this side, and they think they want to stop and throw some javelins, but they don't. Again, they decide to back off. Spearmen, they don't really know what to do, so they're going to take arrow fire and just eat it. That's what they're best for. The shirtless Slav warriors, again, they're like, nope, there's too many pointy things coming out of that army. Let's back off. This might be it, though. This might be the charge. The spearmen coming in, the armored spearmen coming in, the Slav warriors. This is the best units that the Hungarians have when it comes to a melee engagement. So they're coming in. They're attacking uphill into my spearmen, and I was able to get my Byzantine infantry into the flanks, and they'll be charging right into the rear of these armored spearmen, while arrow fire comes in from the flanks, and then this unit of Byzantine infantry will be doing the same thing. And do the Hungarians have any support follow-up from their light infantry? It doesn't look like it. It looks like just as they were timing their frontal attack, they backed off with all of their javelin units, which is really unfortunate for them because that would have been a great opportunity for them to be throwing javelins into the flanks of my Byzantine infantry, but instead I was able to clean them up, and that's pretty much going to be it for the Hungarian melee force. Now we just have to continue to push through this forest and essentially just kind of chase off these javelin units. I decided to tell my archers to cease fire because they were just shooting into the forest, and I was planning on this being a long battle, so I wanted to make sure that I could save some ammunition for the second waves and possibly even third waves that I would have to face. We do have ourselves some more light skirmishing on my left flank, while my horse archers are going to be firing into the Jabagis, and they do not carry shields, so they will be taking that fire straight to the face. And they did maybe get like one javelin toss into my infantrymen, but that's going to be it. And then these like secret agent urban militia units, this is the last melee unit that's available for the Hungarians. They kind of stuck between my lines. I just sent my Slav javelins after them, thinking that they would be fine at taking these guys out. And the urban militia did break and run away. Now I think that is in part because they just had a lot of enemy units that were around them, and a unit will take a morale debuff for every enemy unit that is in close proximity to them. So that's probably a large reason why they broke and ran away. My Slav javelin, being that they are relatively fast, can continue to chase these guys down. But I think I will be bringing my javelin men back up to the front in short order here, just because I thought that we might continue to have ourselves a skirmish on our hands with all of these light infantrymen. I am being fairly conservative with my army at this point. It is tempting to charge down all of these javelin units. But as someone who likes using javelin units myself, I understand the power of them. I understand that even if you can lock down 4 units, if you have 4 more units throwing javelins at, you know, the 4 cav units that you've used to lock these other units down, you can be taking a lot of JVs to the face, and it can be very painful. In addition to that, these Z-Kellys, man, they're pretty good as well. They are a very, very good horse archer unit, and they can do very well in melee, as well as the Royal Knights, of course. So, it's not an army that I want to get caught out by, even though I feel like I have a good fight there. I ended up needing to bring my Cataphract General down to help my Slav Javelins take on the rest of these urban militia that did rally and fight back against my Slav Javelins. That is unfortunate. I ended up losing quite a few Slav Javelins in that fight, in that process, but now I will not be underestimating these urban militia again. I will be getting rid of them down to the last man before I get ready to, yeah, just continue skirmishing with these job eggies. It's a pretty, as I mentioned before, a pretty conservative fight at this moment, but I think I will be telling my archers that they can fire at will relatively soon here. I am pushing out with my Byzantines at this point, or my swordsmen I should say, just to kind of cut down on their space, and eventually they have to start considering that they either can't retreat back any further, again, small map, or it's going to be time to face me. Now that we are out of the forest and my 2 archer units plus my 2 horse archer units are able to fire into these lightly armored zero shield javelin units, and we can start to inflict some pretty decent casualties on them, and then at this point they have decided, you know what, this is going to be it for them. They want to withdraw. Unfortunately, I do realize it a little bit too late. I do bring my Byzantine Lancers out to do a bit of chasing, and I do send my horse archers on this side as well to try to get some chasing in. But yeah, these units, being light infantry, they are relatively fast, and the edge of the map is right freaking there. They're just going to run off a cliff, I guess, and get off to safety, which is, yeah, unfortunate. I wish I could have gotten some more kills here. I wish I could have made this a bit more of a decisive battle, but sometimes that's just how it goes. And in this case, the Hungarians will be deciding that this is it for them. We have just had ourselves yet another rather indecisive battle here over Hungary, but in this case we did win. We only did kill 207 men, and we did only lose 69 men. Yes, that's right, the blessed number has shown itself here. Let's move on, because I did see that the French may have attacked Croatia during this, which is interesting and unexpected. Yeah, it is unexpected. The Hungarian Slav warriors that are inside of... Yeah, this is interesting. I thought the Crusade was really set on a certain path. And it's funny because I have heard that the AI doesn't have to follow the same rules that the human Crusades have to follow. And this seems like quite an example of that, because why would they go to Croatia if their goal is Antioch, you know? Like, this seems like they're trying to help the Hungarians. That's what this feels like. It's interesting. I think, I mean, despite the fact that I'm outnumbered by 800 men, yeah, that's now that I say it out loud. Yeah, I just have the 1 stack, don't I? This is it. I have no reinforcements. Yeah, that's interesting. Don't have any reinforcements, but I have my best general, and they just have a 0-star general themselves. They do have some decent soldiers though, you know? The first wave is there is 4 units of javelin men in the first wave. The same units that I just faced from the Hungarians, which is the Jobagis. But then like 2 militia sergeants, both with armor upgrades, like that's not nothing. And then, yeah, like 3 archers, a couple spearmen. It's not like the first wave is not too crazy, but there is the 2 units of the Knights Templar, which is, you know, a good heavy cav unit. These units, if I remember correctly, they might have the best or the same stats as Chivalric Knights, which is good. Like a Chivalric Knight's a very good knight unit. So that's going to be the most dangerous part of the armory, I think. But then, like, after that, you know, the horseman is a solid unit. It's more solid than I thought. It's for such a basic name for a light cav unit. Then I looked up their stats and it's like, oh, it's actually kind of a decent unit. Again, all of them have armor upgrades as well. And yeah, as far as other units in their reserves, mounted sergeants are decent. Light cav units and mounted crossbows are always kind of scary. So this could be an interesting clash of arms. Me with my best general, yet 0 reinforcements, defending up against the French Crusade here in Croatia. Let's see how we do. I have something in mind for my defense of Croatia. This is a valley right here that I'm thinking the French should march right down. I have my main force here in a forest on a hill. It's kind of an awkward position, but it should be a good position for them to be in. And then I did put my left flank up here, hidden inside of these woods, along with a unit of horse archers as well. Now, these aren't the best units for flanking. I have spearmen and archers, Trebizond archers, mind you. And yeah, as I mentioned, regular horse archers as well. But if the French do want to march right down the gullet, I might get a good chance at a flanking opportunity. And like I mentioned before, they do have a lot of javelin units. I really like this map. This map here in Croatia is pretty cool. Yeah, lots of hills, lots of forests, kind of some little gullies here. It's just kind of a neat little building there in the back. And there's other opportunities for potential traps, you know, like maybe on this side if I wanted to do this, or in the back as well. There's a little... I like this. I like when there's, you know, lots of elevation changes and opportunities for tricksy stuff, but we will see if the French take the bait here. They're being a little... They're being smart about this, right? They're sending their guys to go scout out the force on this side, because they should see where my general is. Generals, and I have my units right out in the open. I'm begging them to come fight me, right? But no. They want to look in the forest first. And then they want to get their lines ready. And then they think, well, how about we go this way instead? I even bring up my other unit of horse archers, just begging them, please, come here. Come this way. Come this way, but they don't know. They bring up their Zeke Kellys, they bring up their regular foot archers, and they're like, just gonna fend off my horse archers. And that's when I see the writings on the wall. They're being really intelligent about this. I don't know if they did this on accident or what, but they guessed exactly my plan. I kept thinking about it. I was like, man, my guys are hidden. Like, what happened? How do they not fall for my trap? And you know what I think it is? I think it's as simple as this. I think they just saw that they could come down from this direction and get what appears to be like a more level plain or fighting ground, as opposed to, you know, fighting up a steeper side on this side. I mean, it is what I would do. I'm just really impressed that they had the patience to walk all the way around through the forest and find out for myself. Yeah, that was really good. That was good. And so at this point, I will have to shift over my lines. I do have what is, for me, a pretty standard early Byzantine army with my Byzantine infantry, my swordsmen in front with my javies right behind them. And then either flank I have 2 spearmen and 2 units of Trebizond archers. And then I have my general, which is my cataphracts, and then 2 units of horse archers. So no Byzantine lancers in this battle, unfortunately. But as long as I can hang on to this forested hill, I should be fine. My archers were just a little bit out of range, so I did decide to bring my archers up at some point. Yeah, I think I will have... Yep. I'm switching places, so I'm bringing my archers up front, and I'm putting my spearmen in the back. At some point, I will be bringing my swordsmen a little bit further forward, so I can jockey for position on the lip of this ridge, so I'm fighting with more of a downhill angle, instead of letting them get on the same fighting plane as myself. These are the hefty boys right here. The Knights Templar with their red crosses, with their spiffy white uniforms. Yeah, looking pretty pretty right there. They're going to be leading this army. We'll see. They got their brothers are leading the charge on my right flank, it looks like. At this point, I realize I need to be getting some spearmen up to defend my gaps here, because these spearmen are pushing hard on this side. So I'm rushing these spearmen forward, and then these spearmen as well. I think my javelins start throwing some... Yep, they're doing a bit of damage there. Cutting down some spearmen. That's feeling pretty good. They are getting a cheeky little group of militia sergeants around my flank, and now I need to start to reposition my units on this side. Spears need to come forward as they did on my right flank to protect against either the Zeke Kellys or the archers, the militia sergeants. We will see. And then here we are, Knights Templar going for our YOLO charge, and this is what I like about this. Heavy Cav sees the swordsman and they think, I can take swordsmen. Because they can, they're right. And then look at that, they just take a volley from look at that, the javelins do so much damage to them. So much damage to them. They haven't even gotten into contact with my swords yet, and they're just getting chucked on. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear heavens. Oh dear heavens, not the horses. Not the horses. All the Byzantine infantry have to do is just hold their ground. And these Knights Templar are going to melt underneath javelins. I just love them. I love using javelins. They're so fun. And then on this side, yes, I was able to break these militia sergeants and these spearmen. They decided to run away because I filled the gaps correctly. And on this side, they got cheeky with it. They got their militia sergeants and their spearmen around my flank. I luckily was able to respond to this just in time. I got my horse archers back. I decided to move my general away because I don't want him to get cut down by a bunch of militia sergeants in the woods. I do move my Trebizond archers around, and my spears will move back as well to deal with this. So I do have forces that are available. It's not completely ideal using my Trebizond archers against spearmen, but considering that they have like a million valor bonuses from my general, I think that they will do just fine. Like, come to think of it, the stats on these archers are insane right now. My whole army, like spearmen fighting militia sergeants, that should not be a good fight for me. But then I bring my horse archers up to start shooting into the rear of these units, and like, yeah, I'll be fine. I will break these guys. That will be just fine. The Zeke Kellys think they want to, you know, fight my spearmen. They're wrong. They don't want to do that. Then the general comes up. He thinks that he can succeed where his brother failed. And then he takes like one Javi toss and he's like, no. Those things hurt. Yeah, he just lost 3 knights just by poking his nose in there. Other than that, though, my archers will continue to lay down fire on these spearmen, which are lightly armored. Jawbaggies, which have like nothing for armor. On this side, these spearmen are getting broken and run down. Militia sergeants were killed to a man, and the entire first wave of the French army is retreating. I will get my horse archers on my left flank to start chasing down some units as well, to go after some spearmen and militia sergeants. It would be nice. Yep, there they go. And we will see if we can get some damage done on these guys. But again, I know that the second wave of the French Crusade comes with a lot of mounted soldiers, so I do have to be careful here. I begin to wonder if I can pull off the same trick that I attempted at the beginning of this battle. So I bring my left flank, I stick it right back into this force again, have them good and hidden by the time that the second wave comes on. These horse archers will be getting a little bit more of a chase going on into these militia sergeants. I want to see if I can get rid of them. But unfortunately, that is going to be it for the French in this battle. They only wanted to throw the one wave out there to see what they could do. It turns out they couldn't do much. So we will be having to face the French Crusade at a later point. That was slightly more decisive, wasn't it? I mean, not by much, but I was able to kill off that one unit of Knights Templar, which is one of their best units. Not their general, he was able to get away, but I was able to run down a few units as well. Again, not a whole lot, but that does stall the French Crusade for one more turn. And Croatia is now mine. I suppose I will not be able to go through with that attack on Croatia. I did raise some money by ransoming back some soldiers. I don't know if this is the Hungarians. Can you ransom back guys you captured in for a crusade? I don't know. And yes, some more cash. Yeah, my leader just died. Yeah, he was getting kind of old. And now Prince Michael is now Emperor Michael. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. He's like not super great, but he's working on it. The Almohad Khalifa has also died from an illness. One of my allies. But he has an heir taking over. And yeah, now the siege in Croatia is going to last another 4 turns, which is frustrating, but yeah. Now I can give the title of the governor of Constantinople to that peasant unit that was hanging out in the Anatolia. We have an Inquisition here in Naples, so let's kill this guy. Using my assassin, let's get rid of that Inquisitor, not because the Inquisition does anything for me or against me, but just because it's annoying and I don't want them there. It's about principle, you know? So one of my defensive upgrades is finished here in Georgia for my castle, and Saint's relic on display. So the brain of Saint Eustace, as uncorrupted by the passage of years as the rest of his mortal remains, will surely become a notable relic once it has been properly sealed in a jeweled reliquary, so that its holy perfection will be preserved. Pilgrims from all across northern Italy will surely flock to see this wonder, raising the zeal of the entire region. Of just northern Italy, right? Don't touch me with that Naples. Leave Naples alone. Yes, and the Sicilian king still does not want me to marry his daughters, probably having something to do with us being at war. Prince John, he's inbred. I guess they just found out now. Poor guy, he's down to 1 star. It's just, most men manage to have 8 great-grandparents, but this man has been badly shortchanged. -3 acumen and -3 command. Yeah, that's just one of those, just keeps getting worse and worse. Started off as -1 command and -1 acumen, and now it's down to -3. Holy shit. Luckily, he is not going to be my emperor, so good for that. Anything else that's, let's see, you have no principles, -50% to bribery cost. I doubt you will be leading any armies, so I don't suppose that matters. And yeah, so, god damn, this guy just taking up after his mentor. You know, now it wasn't enough that he was an 8-star general. Now, when he defends, he gets an extra +1 command because he has a talent for selecting strong defensive positions and exploiting them well. Well, that's what I did. That's what I did. Yep. Oh, homelands. Here we go. Sweet. So I just scored 16 points off of homelands, and that's not counting, I think, an additional 4 for conquest. Hey, there we go. Yeah, so I'm crushing it right now. The next closest faction is going to be the Almohads, and they are 9, 10, 11, 12 points behind me. And then right behind them are the Germans at 40 points. Yeah. Yeah, the Almohads do not have Valencia. The Germans, what do they not own? They don't own Bavaria. Where is Bavaria? How do they not own this? Is it going rebel or something? That seems like it's pretty core to their territories. Huh, interesting. Interesting. So, yeah, the French Crusade. So, huh. That's not fair. It like just got beaten back to Venice. Well, fuck, I don't want to attack the Italians. Damn. Okay. I wonder if I've done enough to the Hungarians to get a ceasefire. This is going to take 2 turns to get rid of. See, I don't want to, like, destroy them. I would rather they be here, just not at war with me. That'd be cool. You know, I don't want to hang on to any of these provinces. How's their king doing? He still has 6 influence despite losing 3 regions. Interesting. And yeah, his not making a lot of points. Yeah, that's right. He would have made quite a few more if he had had those territories. Yeah, yep. Not gonna happen. Man, I don't want to hang out. See, I'm not going to attack the Italians. That's like a naval war that I'm not ready to jump on into. Speaking of which, it seems like one of the French... Yeah, this French boat evaded my fleet. And that's annoying because I can't beat a bark with a drillman. His boat is just better than my boat. Even though that I do have a 2-star admiral, but still, I don't really know what that means with Navy stuff. It's just a mystery. The whole thing is just... You just never know with Navy stuff. What to do? I don't want to... Let's just back up. Back up. Bring it here. And I will fight this, though. Yeah. Let's see if I can win this. And then maybe I can send some boats to the Barbary coast. Yeah, we'll see about that. Making almost 8 grand, so yeah, these French boats are probably taking some money away from me by blocking my trade, but we will deal with it. And Assassin, yeah, Valor 1. Let's get this guy. Let's get this Inquisitor. Usually they're a bit tougher to kill, but 83% chance is, that's very doable, I'd say. Speaking of very doable, is there another princess that I can maybe talk to? Perhaps? Is there anyone? Like, man, they're all taken, aren't they? I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. Yeah, my new emperor could use some company, and he's probably might be alone for a long time. You got to get married, man. 28's not too... You know, you're fine. You have plenty of time. You're going to be fine. Constantinople. This can now be given to... this guy. Yeah, this guy. Man, this is a good one, too. +2 command. Holy hell. Yeah, +2 command and 4 loyalty. It just so happens, like, the smartest... one of my smartest people in my entire, empire is a peasant. I have to give it to him. So Constantinople's making 1,800 without him, and then once I give it to him, it's making, oh yeah, almost as much as Antioch. It's making more than Antioch. Holy hell, yeah. So there's my 2-star peasant. Don't mess with Lesser Armenia. They'll mess you up. Yeah, don't go there. Don't invade Lesser Armenia. Don't you think about it. That that peasant will, he knows what's up. So I don't, man. I don't even want to. I just want to. I kind of want to stay here long enough to burn their shit down, just so I can force them to capitulate. But I also don't want to burn all their shit down and then just, like, leave them with nothing. You know? It's a tough call. I just really would like to have peace with them. Yeah, let's just back off. I'm not doing this. I'm not attacking Venice. I'm just not doing it. And it looks like the Italians are dealing with their own civil war. So yeah, sucks to suck. Man, their best guy too, Don Giacinto Fasano. He's gone rebel. Yeah, that 5-star general, man, he's gonna kick some ass too. I mean, right? Yeah, it's like the same army, except this army has another feudal sergeant in it. The Civil War might win. Yeah, the Germans are really messing stuff up for the Italians. Now that my unmarried Emperor Michael VIII is my leader, so Prince John, oh great, the the inbred one. He is now my next in line. So, yep, one of the brothers. At least he's super loyal, but he's not really great at anything else. And what else do we got? Prince Constantine, he is looking better. Super loyal. Pretty good all around, just not good piety. Prince Nicephorus, also looking pretty solid. 4-star general, not loyal. I thought this used to be higher. It did used to be higher, didn't it? Yeah, he lost loyalty because of blackmailer. He's a blackmailer. He lost some loyalty because he got punished. Okay, so this man's loyalty is in serious question. Placing him in charge of large army may not be wise. I'm assuming, oh, he probably lost some loyalty because the last emperor probably had some loyalty virtues, like builder or something like that. So, and this guy doesn't have any of those, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I just need to build a bunch of stuff. Gosh, I really hope that's not going to become a problem. 3 loyalty. That's going to be fine, right? At least until I get some more traits going. I mean, I'm building so much stuff. It has to happen fast. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that that works out there. As far as up, yeah, my Western Front, I'm just going to withdraw from everything. It kind of feels like a waste, but I'm also, I don't want any of the land I took. I don't want it. I just want to go back home. You go here, you go here, you go there. I wonder if this can help his loyalty. Not for long. I'm gonna give Wallachia back, but I can give him +1 loyalty. Yeah, let's just do it. Wallachia +1 loyalty, +3 dread. Yeah, holy shit. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, because I can't give family members titles. God damn it, I don't like that. It seems kind of silly that you can't give family members titles. That's kind of a weird one. Yeah, I don't understand. That was like a prime candidate for titles. It was family members like, hey, you get this. Like, don't kill me. I'm gonna give you the duchy of whatever the fuck, you know? And I thought that's just how that worked, and yeah, I don't get that one. That's kind of weird. So I suppose I don't need to go too crazy with training soldiers. I think I can probably pump the brakes on that now that I'm not intending on attacking. I think that the French Crusade has been curbed enough. I don't think that... I mean, it does have 1,500 men left, but I don't... Like, fine, come at me, bro. You know, like, I'm not too worried about it. The fact that it went backwards and ended up in Venice, which has 58% zeal, is kind of fortuitous. It's an interesting thing. Like, is it going to steal men from the Civil War and the Italian Loyalist army? I don't know. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm just going to give back Croatia and Hungary and Wallachia, and I don't even know if I'm going to assign anyone the governorship of Wallachia because I do not intend on keeping it. Hungary, you can have everything back. And I can send someone to talk to the Hungarian king because, yeah, I just want us to be cool, you know? And yeah, I don't want to like really mess them up because when the Mongols come, I'd rather have a somewhat strong, you know, Hungarian force to kind of, you know, perhaps fight back. Same with everyone, you know, the Russians, the Polish, the Hungarians, the Germans, like whoever's on this side of the map. I will be taking the brunt of it here in Georgia, but if I can have some help, that would be nice. And now that I'm not going to be, you know, like if that crusade comes back into Croatia, I suppose I can attack that again. Yeah. Yeah, so I would do that. If that crusade comes back to Croatia, I'll just attack Croatia and do that, and that'll be fine. I'll keep fighting the crusade. I just don't want to go to war with the Italians just to spite the French. At this point, I do feel safe enough to play at least one more turn because I would like to know what happens here, and I do not intend on fighting any battles. Even defensively, I do just intend on giving this territory up at this point, so there should be no battles unless the Poles want to get cheeky and they want to attack Bulgaria. But I kind of doubt that they would be foolish enough to do that. I am starting to reinforce Georgia, and I decided, after a moment of thinking that I was going to take a break from recruiting stuff just to save money, I decided, nope, let's not take that break because I do need to start beefing up Georgia, and I need to keep, just because I'm laying off on the West does not mean the West is finished, you know. Hungarians can keep causing shit, the French Crusade can keep doing things, you know, like this is not over and done with, and I cannot be resting on my laurels. Even though a part of me thinks that I just want to get my military infrastructure to a point where I can train some better soldiers, and then I can start up again, and that is very tempting. But I think that for the time being, I should still continue with my troop production just to secure Georgia preemptively. Of course, I know I'm still early by quite a bit, but just to get some better soldiers there and also get some more soldiers here on my western frontier. So let's drop a save and just play one more turn here. I was able to knock off that Inquisitor that was causing shit here in Naples, so he is gone, and I lost... Huh. The Germans attacked me? Huh. So now I'm at war with the Germans, and they took Croatia as well. Okay. That was an unintended consequence of that. Palestine, horse farmer is now finished here as well. I did build a church in Lesser Armenia just because they weren't happy, and I thought maybe if I gave them the church, maybe they'd be happy there. Keep is finished here in Anatolia, so now I can build the tier 2 siege engineer. And then, yeah, treater canceled. So the Almohads canceled their treaty with me so that they could remain allied with the Germans. God damn, that's frustrating. Luckily, my king has gotten married on his own, so I'm glad he was able to figure that one out. And Prince Constantine, yeah, we get it. You're super loyal. Like, you don't have to keep, like, you know, we get it. It's going to be fine. And yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything too concerning. All right, so you're married. That's wonderful news. Now I have Germans on my western border. This is curious. Does this mean that the Germans are at war with the Hungarians now? No, are they allied with them? They're not allied and they're not at war with them, so I don't know what happens here. If you relieve a siege of an ally, then your army like automatically gets booted back to the friendly, like the closest friendly territory. I had that happen once when I was relieving a siege of an Egyptian, like they were having a civil war, and I marched inland. I think I marched from like Palestine to Arabia, but then I lost Palestine just because I let it go, like I let it go rebel. And then I relieved the siege, and my army ended up back in friendly territory despite the fact that it was cut off. I can't remember where exactly it ended up, but it was actually like really fortuitous. Well, not fortuitous, like I think that the game just makes sure that you don't lose your army in a dumb way. Because I was really scared. I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen, you know? But yeah, my army just got booted back to the closest friendly territory. So in this case, because the Germans and the Hungarians are not allied, I wonder what's going to happen here. I'm really curious to see about that. And same with Croatia. Like these are both situations where I had Hungarian garrisons under siege essentially, and the Germans have just rolled in. So that's very curious. If it just goes back to the Hungarians, then I won't have a land border with the Germans anymore, and I do not border them on any sea region, I don't think. Well, I do here in Tuscany, yeah, so I would have to remove these boats from these sea regions so that I can get a ceasefire with them. So hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully they just kind of go back. Ooh, yeah, it looks like the Italian Civil War hasn't been able to at least put this army under siege, so yeah, they might win. They might win. They're kicking some butt. And yeah, we don't border anything else as far as like German stuff. So hopefully we can get that ceasefire with them. I can't, the Almohads and the Spanish still are not fighting. What are they doing? You're historically meant to fight. Like fight, come on guys. GA points, what's going on? Anything new for me? This feels higher. Was stuff added? Bulgaria, Serbia, Greece, Crete, Rhodes, Georgia. I think I'm getting more points for Naples. The fact that I'm getting 5 points for Naples seems higher. Yeah, so I'm making 20 points off of homelands and then 3 points off of conquest. That might go down to 2 after I lose these provinces, I think. The Hungarians didn't take back Wallachia. That's just funny. Like, it's completely empty. But whatever. What I can do is see if the Hungarians want to get that ceasefire with me. Please say yes. That would be lovely. That'd be nice. And yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of you know, get these numbers of factions fighting against me. It's funny because like a lot of these. Ooh, actually, wait. Now that the no, I was gonna say like. Actually, yeah. What happened to the French Crusade? It was here in Venice, and where did it go? What just happened? We're still at war, so it must still exist. Okay. Oh man, I would really like to keep playing to figure that one out, but I am going to be calling it here for this episode here. So yeah, this is going to be it for this one. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing a Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.